Hi guys. So I'm going to try to do this video. I've wanted to do this video for a long time, and I don't know, it's really involved and I have a difficult time like trying to get to it. But sometimes when you're making jewelry, like we make the settings and we send them to you, and then you put your stones in them or do whatever you're going to do to them. And in the process of handling them and, manipulating them and drilling and all that kind of stuff, they get marred up a little bit. And sometimes we aren't too good at checking them and making sure that they're, spot free. Like we'll throw them in the tumbler and we tumble them, and then we, hurry to pack them up and get them out to the mail, and then you get them and there's like a spot on it, or something isn't quite right. And the typical response to that is to send it back and have us work on it. Sometimes sending it back and having us work on it is necessary, and it is the right thing to do, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's really super easy to fix it. So I just wanted to kind of go over some of the issues and tell you ways that you can work on things that'll help get a spot off, or polish it up more, or a way to make them really sparkly and pretty before you're sending them to your customer after you've worked on them. I personally think that a tumbler is a really super important thing. You can get these little tumblers. This is a lower tone, and this is a 3A lower tone. I've got big ones. I've got long ones that carry lots of different containers. And the thing that fits in here is a rubber, it's just a rubber container, and inside it's rubber, and then you have your steel shot inside, and you just want a little bit of steel shot in here. And then if I can get this off, you put this lid on, which holds it tight. And the way you do that, just in case you want to know, is you set it in there, and then you just press it in, and see, then it's nice and closed off on the edges. And then you put this over the top, put your little washer on, and then this little screw goes in there, just like that. So when you're doing your jewelry, you're going to put water, and seriously, you can use dish soap. Dawn dish soap is a great thing. Fill it up, pretty good, depending on how much stuff you've got in there. If you've got a lot, then I would fill it all the way up. But if you just have a couple things in there, you can just put a little bit of water in there, a little bit of soap, put your lid on, put your other top on, and then you set it down into this thing. Let me put the lid on so I don't dump the steel shot everywhere. But you set it down in like this, and then you plug it in and you run it for a period of time. Because like for us, because we're soldering and then we're polishing and we're running them for you guys. We run them probably 2 to 4 hours on average. Sometimes we might have something that we want to run a little bit longer, but it polishes and it strengthens, and we couldn't live without it. So for the people that are making jewelry and they want to send out their stuff polished and beautiful, then I totally recommend this. It's about 120, maybe 125, but I'll tell you right now, I went and did some research. Sorry. Whoa. I went and did some research on the tumblers. I'll put the link down below. The guy that I buy them from, I don't carry these. I buy them from a company called Rock Shed. And I think it's rockshed.com. And I really like these people. They're really good. Yeah, Rockshed, ROCKSHED.com. And like I said, I'll put the link below so you know who you can go to. And they also have rock tumblers, and they're a good resource for tumblers. And anyway, if you're going to want something that you just want to spruce it up before you send it to your customer after you've done everything to it, highly recommend. Highly recommend. The other thing is, if we do something that's not perfect, I mean, it's a supply. You know, we're not selling finished jewelry. We're selling supplies. So perfection isn't necessarily a key, although we do try to make them as pretty and as perfect as possible. It's not, when you're talking about a supply, it's not required really to have them be show quality when you're selling them, because you're selling a supply. So you do, as a jewelry maker, as a person who's selling jewelry, whether you're making the settings or not, you have to take some responsibility for making sure that finished product that's going to your customer is as good as you would like. And sometimes we fall short of that. We have some people who have very high expectations, and we try to get things done as quickly as possible, as best as possible, but we do fail. we do fail. Another thing that works really well for polishing is a good old Dremel. And this one, I actually have a little brush on here currently. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a little nylon brush. Old Dremels, when you buy them, they come with little kits. They'll have a couple little things here and there. Most of them have these. Okay, what this is it's polishing rouge. It'll work on silver, it'll work on gold. Won't work on white gold, but the mass majority, it'll work on pink gold, silver, gold, so on and so forth. And it's very soft. And all you do is just stick your thing in there and turn it on, get some on there, and then polish whatever piece you're working on. The other thing that will sometimes come in there is these little squares. And they're a little bit harder, but they're the same thing. It's red rouge. So you would just rub this on whatever it is that you're polishing with, and then use that to polish your piece. It makes it kind of messy. So after you get done polishing the piece, you have to take it to the sink and clean it off. The other thing is they usually come with these little tips and these little round discs. And these guys are also for polishing. So you can put them on an end like this, put it in your Dremel, put the rouge on there, and then polish your piece. You can also buy these at pretty much any, what do you call it, like hardware store. Home Depot, Ace Hardware, any of those kind of places. You can get these in packs and you can try out different ones. They're not expensive. They're pretty inexpensive actually. And find the ones that you like. And then there's also these, and these are little rubber things, and they're a little bit heavier. So like you have to be really careful with these. They will take off, they'll take off the finish off the, off the, like on gold filled or pink gold filled, they'll strip the finish. So you got to be really careful with these. But if you have something that you've gotten on it and you can't get it off, this would be the way to go. So yeah, your Dremel is probably like the best way to polish, or the easiest way to polish, not necessarily the best. Okay, the other thing is vinegar. You can, like if you have a piece that has a spot on it that's kind of, you know, icky, I guess. It kind of depends on what it is and what the metal is and all that kind of stuff. But you can soak it in white vinegar for a period of time, like I would say half hour, hour maybe. And then just take a brush to it with some water and clean it up and see if that takes it off. Sometimes you'll get, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like situations, like you may have something on your hands and you may grab the ring, like you ate lunch or something, and then you grab the ring and you got something on your hands, and when you pull it away you realize that there's stuff on your hands. You can use that vinegar to soak it for a while, and then just take like a toothbrush or an old toothbrush and some Dawn dishwashing detergent or something like that and clean it, and that should take care of it. If not, then go to your polisher, your Dremel polisher. Oh, that's the other thing too. When you use the red rouge on the Dremel, you're gonna need to clean it afterwards. Take it to the sink, take some dish soap and water and scrub it so that you get the residue off of it, because it'll leave kind of a gummy, icky residue on it. Another thing you can do, polish pads. These little polish pads, I think we have them on the site, and they're great. They have like a small amount of aluminum oxide on the outside of the polish pad, so they're not like a sunshine cloth, which a sunshine cloth has like a chemical on it to help with tarnish, and that's great for finished jewelry, but not necessarily for fixing a problem. So these little polish pads, these are cleaning and polishing pads, and I use these every day. I love them. And then the other thing that you can do is, believe it or not, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I think I said it 4 times. Anyway, I call it 0, 0. Steel wool. And it sounds like it would just scratch the hell out of the product, but it doesn't. You can get this at the hardware store. I think it's like couple dollars maybe at the most. And you just take and you rub the piece and it will polish it right up. It does not scratch it. It looks great, and that's kind of an easy, quick trick. Of course, after that, you're going to have to probably wash it again too, but washing it's not too hard. So if you had something that was really, really stubborn that got on there and you couldn't get it off, you could soak it in some vinegar, wash it with soap and water, and then use polish pads or steel wool on it, and that should take care of most of it. I think that's it. It's the only thing I can think of. But if you're making jewelry, seriously, invest in a tumbler, because it's I don't know, like $25. I know right now they're difficult to get. When I was doing, I started to tell you that. When I was doing research on some tumblers, like where to get them, I noticed that a lot of the Lortone tumblers were out of stock. Some of the people that I've bought them for in the past, or bought them from, they don't even carry them anymore. They're carrying some other brand. So they must be having problems getting them, which really doesn't surprise me these days. So you might have a hard time getting them, but if you can get one, I would definitely get one. You're going to need a tumbler. The tumbler comes with typically the machine itself and the barrel. It doesn't come with the steel shot, so you'll have to buy the steel shot separately. But you can get that pretty much anywhere. And I guess that's it. If you have any questions, put them below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And that's for YouTube. For Rumble, God only knows. I think you hit the plus sign and subscribe. And I'll have more videos. Hopefully you'll find them useful. Thank you.